Welcome back to part 2 of how to create single part drawings in COMOSYS, and today we are using this simple structure of an elevated water tank. Now, we want to create single part drawings for columns. Remember, these columns was split into two. This one here, there's a splice joint there, and that one. So there are around 4 columns. Now, I want to create single parts for these particular columns. So what I'm going to do, I can either select one by one, or I can just select everything or press Ctrl A and enter on my keyboard here and click on Profile and come here and pick on Beam Group, and I want to narrow down on my columns here. On my columns, I'll pick on the columns here. Have columns. Let me come to columns. I have 8 of them here. 8 of the columns. So once I've picked on that, I click OK. So if I click close, you'll be able to see all my columns have been selected. Instead of clicking one by one, I can go ahead now and start creating the single part drawings. So remember, most of the time prior to creating single part drawings, you have to define or customize, put the title blocks, you put the company settings, and all that will come later on. I'll show you how we can create the title blocks, how we can we can customize our own company standards. Now I'll come to part drawings and pick on the part drawings right there. And once I picked the part drawings there, unfortunately we picked on the settings, on the drawing settings. So this is why we have this in place. So if I close this and go back to my model and come to create drawings and pick on the part. So I'll give it some time to create drawings right away. So it is actually the process of drawing creation, and there are only 2 drawings. So if I double click on the drawings manager and double click on this particular drawing, I'll give it some time to open the drawing, and we'll have the drawings here. So you can see the column has been split into 2, because we have bolts on that side and a bolt and a splice joint connection. The end side on that side. So it has been split into 3 because you don't need the full length of the 7.9 to fit on this paper. So by default, COMOSYS will try to customize it for it to fit on an A4 paper. This is an A4 paper, and you can see our title block here. We have the drawing number, we have all that. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to create a symbol cut, a cut symbol here. So I'm going to just double click on the viewport there and click on create symbol, and allow as default, and click apply, and we can do the same thing here. I always like the drawings to look more professionally done, so I'll go ahead and create symbol there, and maybe just go ahead and click apply, and this is how it looks from my end. So maybe it has gone to that corner match. You can select everything and just mouse over at the edge of your viewport and drag it to a position that you deem fit for this drawing. So this is how you create single part drawings, step by step. So this is how many are there. If you come here, we have the material listing. So we have this part is part 44. So we need 4 pieces required here. So we need 4 columns. So we need 4 columns there, and if you go back to products drawings manager and double click on that and open that and close that, you'll be able to see we also have 4 pieces required. In total there are 8, IPE3, and that part is 56 there. So I'll show you how that part 56 arrived and how you can also change it or use your company's defined standards. So I'll do the same thing here. Just double click on the viewport here and click create symbol, cut symbol there, and click yes. I want to make it a default. And if I double click, just mouse over at the edge of this viewport and click create symbol and click apply. And that's what we have. And you don't need to do the same thing I'm doing here. You can just leave it on the same location, and you can submit this for production and be cut on the workshop, and this the fabrication to get started. So you can see the position of the assembly is 56, and the material is steel. The name of the profile is IPE 300, and we have one, and we have one there. So each one is weighing 284.65. So if you multiply that by that, you have 4. You get the total for the 4 pieces of the columns. So that's how you create your drawings. So let me just bring that close, and that's how it looks. So let's meet then on how to create single part drawings on the next part, as we continue creating single drawings for various parts of our structure of elevated water tank. Don't forget to have a try on COMOSYS, and let's meet then. And also don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more learning.